All right, listen, this is not a drill. Donald Trump told NBC News he is not joking about trying to get a third term as president, which, to be clear, is unconstitutional under the 22nd Amendment to the United States Constitution. Now, this is not just another Trump rally soundbite where he's tossing red meat. Well done, obviously, because it's Trump. Red meat to the base. This is Trump to a national news chain saying, I have been thinking about ways to circumvent the two-term limit in the Constitution. And when Kristin Welker from NBC News pushed him, suggesting he might try the J.D. Vance workaround, all of which I will explain and define for you in a moment. The idea there is Vance wins in 28 and then immediately resigns and hands the presidency back to Scrumps. Trump said there are other ways. So let's start with the transcript. Here's the transcript. Welker says, well, let me throw out one where President Vance would run for office and then would basically, if he won at the top of the ticket, would pass the baton to you. And Trump says, well, that's one, but there are others too. Kristin Welker says, there are others. Can you tell me another? Trump says, no. And Welker says, okay, but sir, I'm hearing you don't sound like you're joking. I've heard you joke about this a number of times. And Trump says, no, I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Trump was then asked about the very same thing, seemingly on a plane yesterday. And here is what he had to say.
You said you were not joking about a third term, about possibly wanting a third term. Does that mean you're not planning to leave office on January 20th?
I'm not looking at that, but I'll tell you, I have had more people ask me to have a third term, which is in a way a fourth term because the other election, the 2020 election was totally rigged. So it's actually sort of a fourth term in a certain way. I just don't want the credit for the second because Biden was so bad. He did such a bad
And look at Howard Lutnick laughing in the background like this is funny.
job. And I think that's one of the reasons that I'm popular, if you want to know the truth. I think I'm popular because we've done a great job. I think we've had the best almost 100 days of any.
So listen, I don't want to give everybody hyperbole. And I also cannot in good faith pretend that this isn't going on. So what we're going to do in a moment is actually talk through the 4 ways that Trump could try to get another term. But the zoom out is, even if you, like me, don't believe that this is going to happen, and I don't, Donald Trump is governing like a strongman. He's gutting oversight. He's centralizing power, despite claiming to be of a political party that wants to diminish presidential power. He's actually worked to increase presidential power. He praises dictators, and now he's playing coy at minimum. Some would say, no, he's planning on it, David. He's at minimum playing coy with a third term. This is the next step in that very same direction. So we do have, before we get into the details here, we have a sort of, if it talks like a duck and walks like a duck and sounds like a duck, we should start to think the most likely explanation is that it's a duck. So there is no question that Trump has no moral issue with seeking or getting a third term. There's no ideological problem here. He has no problem changing or ignoring law in order to get what he wants. That's all true. But now let's really dig into the details. Another day, another Tesla story. What is going on with this company? Well, if you go to ground.news/Pacman, you will see how some outlets are covering Tesla and Elon Musk compared to others. The story really is one story, but the way it's told really can change your perspective. And this is the exact problem that our partners at Ground News help to solve. Ground News is the only site that shows you how political bias and financial incentives and even blind spots shape the narratives in the news that you read. Otherwise, you're letting billionaires and political agendas shape everything from public opinion to policy. See every side of the news story, read the news from multiple perspectives, and see through the media bias with reliable news from local and international sources. Go to ground.news/Pacman to get the same top tier Vantage plan that I use at nearly half the cost, just $5 a month. The link is in the description.